My name is Jess, and I'm starting this YouTube channel to explore some of the things that I've done in my life and that I'm continuing to do. I did attend a private Catholic grade school from grades 1 through 7, and then after that I transitioned into public school. So my years in the Catholic grade school were pretty formative. There was a time when I was young that I thought I would want to be a Catholic nun, since all of our teachers were Catholic nuns. A little foreshadowing there. And when I was maybe in the 7th grade, I started questioning religion and Catholicism, Christianity, all of it, and just started reading books on different religions and became really interested in Buddhism. So I think it was when I was in high school, I found a local Buddhist center, Shambhala Meditation Center, actually, and started attending. And I went there through all of high school and got pretty involved, and I was certainly the youngest person there. I had a lot of books by different Buddhist teachers when I was in high school, and really took an interest in Pema Chodron, who is an American Buddhist nun in the Shambhala tradition, and saw on the back of one of her books that she lived at Gampo Abbey in Nova Scotia. And I thought, oh my gosh, you can really become a nun and you can live in a place like that and devote your whole life to it. That would be great. So I applied for a youth monastic retreat that was for 1 month, and I ended up having to graduate a little bit early from high school so that I could attend it. And I went, and that was it. I was sold. I came back after a month, packed my things, and decided to move there permanently. So I was 18 at the time. I moved there and I took temporary monastic vows and stayed there for about 2 years. Then I decided I really wanted to study Tibetan language and be a translator. Spoiler alert, that didn't pan out. I took a trip to India for 1 month. My intention was to further my Tibetan studies, but I got derailed and ended up disrobing in India, basically breaking my monastic vows. I was about 21, I believe, at that time. That whole story is probably for a separate video. It took a long time for me to figure out what the next step in my life would be. For many years, I thought I was just going to be a Buddhist nun and live in the monastery and maybe teach Tibetan language and translate. And that was all that I could see for myself. But now that dream was gone, and I had to figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life. So I was fortunately still young, and I decided to start working. So my first job was at Borders bookstore, for those of you that remember it. And from there, I started taking other jobs, one after the other, office jobs, receptionist, administrative assistant, and just learned more and more in each position, and started moving up, and I started dating. My dating life should be quite a few interesting videos, I'm sure. I did date one man for about 10 years. He was significantly old. He lived in Illinois. I was living in Milwaukee, so I decided to also move to Illinois eventually after, I think, 3 years of dating, just to be closer. Once I moved to Chicago, I decided I wanted to get involved in a Buddhist center again. So I found one nearby and started going regularly, got involved in that community, and I'm sure there's much more that I can say about that. After several years being involved there, I slowly became disillusioned with religion in general. I would say I actually really enjoyed my time in that community, but my beliefs were being challenged by, I think, just human nature, and seeing how any organization, especially religious organizations, gloss over a lot, and how there's a lot of idolizing that seems to happen in these communities, and forgetting that people are human, and sometimes seeing teachers as almost godly figures that can do no wrong. So I decided that rather than spend my time and energies pursuing religion, that I had more of an interest in science. At that time, my dad and stepmom were in a position where they were financially able to put me through school. So they completely supported me financially for 4 years while I finally went to college in my 30s. I first started out thinking I was going to study astronomy. Maybe I'll do something more practical, maybe physics, maybe mechanical engineering. But again, definitely a little too challenging for me, especially being in my 30s, and fortunately I knew my limits. So I eventually settled on earth science. So I did get my degree in earth science, and graduated, and have been working since then. I'm currently in a very happy and stable relationship, which is great. We are from two very different cultural backgrounds. He is Indian, and all of his friends here outside of Chicago are also Indian. So it's been a trip navigating our cultural differences, and it's been a fine line to walk, wanting to fit in with his friends and community and family, and also wanting to keep my own identity, not wanting to feel like I'm taking part in cultural appropriation. So I think that will also be something that I'd like to delve into at some point. Over the last few years, I've gotten really involved in group fitness classes at the gym. I've started learning to play pickleball, which I'm absolutely terrible at, but it's still fun. My partner and I have started taking dance classes. I just want to keep learning and keep exploring new interests. I feel like I'm generally at a very happy point in my life. The only unanswered question that I've had throughout my whole life is trying to figure out what I should be doing, what my purpose is. I have so many interests, but I don't have one thing that I am really passionate about, or that I feel like I'm really good at. I guess I'm hoping that this channel will also kind of point me in that direction. Maybe the more that I talk, the more that I explore some of my different interests here and some of the stories from my life, it'll become clear. Explore some of my memories about my life, and spend more time with friends, and explore some of my interests more, and to see going forward how I can have a more purposeful life. And I hope you'll join me. Let me know in the comments if you have any particular interests in things that I should be talking about, anything you'd like to hear about, and I will try to share some videos of my life. I'm excited to see what 2026 holds.